So this entire thing started the Sunday after Passion Camp, and I was microwaving a burrito, just breakfast of champions, and suddenly I wake up on the ground, and I have my parents over me, like talking to me, like, "Hey, are you okay?" I have no recollection of falling. That was something that just happened. It was the first time I have passed out before. I then passed out again about 10 minutes later, and that was when we knew something was up. So I ended up at the emergency room down in Beaufort, and then I was there for maybe 3-4 hours while they were figuring stuff out. I eventually got an echo, an ultrasound, and at that point they knew there was something wrong with my heart, and I ended up on a roughly 2-hour ambulance ride to Charleston, the MUSC campus. I think it shows how little control we actually have, because I was a healthy 17-year-old guy doing manual labor for 50 hours a week, and then suddenly a week later I'm stuck in a bed and unable to get out of it. And that shows that we don't have any control. The control that we're given is a blessing from God, and He who gives can also take away. However, when He takes away, it's for the better. I had that first real conversation with God on the third day, when I did not know if I was going to be put on an ECMO machine, an external heart machine. And that was when I realized that, okay, this is legitimate and I am here for a reason. I just need to find out what that reason is for. So at that point, I started reaching out to Him, and that was when everything ramped up on my faith and my journey. Because at that point, I had a shot that was scheduled every night at 12 o'clock. So I couldn't really go to bed until 12 o'clock. So at that point, I just had free time, and that free time was devoted to Him. The one thing that people in my generation need to know is that you need to have a faith of your own. And it's interesting because it looks like more than ever, we're getting people growing up in a Christ-centered household. However, that can be a disadvantage sometimes, because you end up on the fence, and you don't want to be on the fence. That's right where our enemy wants us, is on the fence and not moving towards Him, not moving away from Him. And because if we move away, then it becomes obvious at some point that we need to course correct. However, if we're on the fence, then He has us there, and you can stay there for your entire life and not even know it. If you want to manage your stress, anxiety, or your problems, you need to go to the root of the problem. And oftentimes that is a lack of relationship with Christ, just flat out and simple, because no matter what you're struggling with, I've realized that that is kind of the universal key. I think it's Matthew 21:21 says that you can throw these mountains into the sea, and anything that you ask for will be answered. Life has just gotten so much better after really having a relationship of my own. I was mentioning how I would open my Bible once a year and have a 2-3 week streak, but now I'm going for 2 months, and that's been something that has really changed me. And reaching out to Him was something that gave me so much peace and made me realize how stressful life was beforehand, even when I didn't see it that way. Because looking back, I would just worry about things that did not matter. And now here I am. I'm not out of the woods. Stuff like a heart transplant and whatnot are still on the table. And I'm still at roughly about 1/3 of a heart right now. So I'm still limited in some sense, but I think the limitations can also be an asset. So I've used my limitations and my concerns and the uncertainty, and I've channeled that into motivation. So every day is a blessing, and I'm living that as if it's 4 times more important.